I really don't like it when that happens. Nothing I can do about it though, I'm afraid. So, yes, Phil, as you were saying, I do need to get the insurers involved due to the proximity to water.
Yes.
I pay him for internet connection, not lag.
I turn the volume down.
What?
I turned the volume down.
Are we back on...
Okay, to you.
Are we
to
back
you.
on stream? I can't tell at the moment. I hope we are, guys.
We seem to be.
Good, good. So for those of you there, I do apologise on behalf of Mr. Beardy Branson for deciding that today is the day my internet connection is not going to be the wonderful high speed that I pay him money for. So I apologise on behalf of Mr. Richard Branson for that.
Easy, easy, and down.
There we go. So we're figuring out basically that if anyone wants to hire a crane driver in real life, probably not going to be the first person you come to for that job. There we go. And we missed. So, like I was saying before, we lost the connectivity about putting the farmhouse in today. It is from the low-no cotton, and hopefully it'll be ready to harvest by the time we do the midweek update, at which point we'll be able to show you a little bit of how we are going to work this map once we've got the farmhouse built. We'll start with a cotton farm, and long term on this map we are going to go for a biogas plant and some sugar beet to work the cotton farm, and we are also going to go for some animal farming. I'm going to go with chicken and cow, or cow and chicken, depending on what area you grew up in, if anybody gets that reference.
Yeah, I get that reference. Might just be me.
But they are going to be where we'll focus our energies once we've got some kind of setup working on this. I don't think that logs in where I wanted it to be. Yeah, I think I did warn everybody in the first one of these videos that you are going to get to watch me being very bad with the crane.
Are you using the force, or are you actually watching what you're doing?
Little phone column A and a little phone column B. The controls are a touch questionable. And before anyone says that's the racing driver excuses coming in, yes it is. If I was a racing driver though, I wouldn't be using a crane. Just need to get these. Raise the legs and move the truck so we can get a bit easier access to some of these things over here. And if anybody asks, yes, that move was covered by health and safety. There we go, we can shove that log on as well there. That's perfect. Just hit it with the crane, that's a good thing to do. Now, the intriguing part of this will be when we get to actually doing the terraforming of the driveway. That's something that for a long time on Farming Sim I tried to avoid doing any kind of terraforming at all and altering the landscaping, because it is not the easiest thing to do. I have done it on my Sussex farm map that I use play with ideas before anything else and play with the new mods, which is why I've decided we are going to be having the biogas plant, because I've had great success with it on my other farm. So to those of you that have just joined, welcome to Dan being really bad with the crane. Oh, hello Princess Peach. Farmer Dan here, enjoying being bad with the crane again.
And I'm being a work-from-home banksman, which some people said you couldn't do. But
Ah, yes, see, the whole lockdown work from home thing, you can be a banksman.
working hard, eating crispy M&Ms.
As it should be done that way, we all know.
Down a bit at the front. Carefully, you're going to knock a trailer over. Oh no, you're okay. Ooh.
So for those of you joining on this one, I do apologise for the first live stream being cut short. I will complain to Mr. Beardy Branson about the quality of my internet connection. Fill you in luck, Princess Peach loves crispy M&Ms. They're the best ones, apparently.
They are.
However, just for copyright purposes and advertising purposes, I must state that other forms of M&M and also chocolate snack are also available in your local convenience stores.
Oh no, can I not mention brand names?
You can, yes.
Okay.
You can mention brand names, or your crispy Gem&Ms and the Planet Bar that I might be about to eat will possibly be best left as such, so that we don't get told off. I'm not paid by anybody for advertising, I promise. However, check out this MAN truck that I'm in. Other trucks are available from the mod store, but this one is quite possibly one of my favourites. Most of my trucks are made by this particular company, and I am going to tip my trailer over if I'm not careful. That wouldn't be fun.
Oh, 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 oh. Oh. That made my
Secretly,
bum
you
go
were
like a
hoping it
rabbit's
was
nose.
going to go. Although I have to say we are doing slightly better at this angle. Maybe I should have come in at this angle to start with.
Title of my sex tape.
Well, we are a family-friendly channel, but yes, that's what she said and all that.
Sorry. Sorry.
Don't apologise, I never do. I always tell everyone who's on with me, don't swear, I'm on a live stream, and then normally within 5 minutes, I'm actually the first one to swear.
I promise I won't swear.
I make no such promise, but I promise I will try not to swear. Okay, one more large log to go. Can we reach it from here? Fire up the engine of the beast. Raise the legs. See, look at the graphics there, the legs raise, and I can also raise the suspension just to make sure we are clear of any safety legs that would be stopping us. So, the fun bit will be commencing very shortly, guys, where we place the house. I just need to move all this lovely equipment, the John Deere digger, John Deere tree cutter there, and the tiny little skid steer with the stump cutter attached to it still. Once they are moved out of the way, we will be able to hopefully place the Lone Oak farmhouse where I want it. Get it off the trailer.
Like from here, it looks like your lorry is threatening people with a log.
Well, in fairness, it probably is, because it's not going to go where I want it to, let's be honest. So for my next live stream, that will more than likely involve more logging, ladies and gents, as I have got the entire farm to create, I am going to take applications for crane drivers. If anybody wishes to partake in the live stream as a crane driver, You can't do any worse than me, that's all I'm going to say. This last log does not want to come over that bar. There we go. Send your applications to the G-Man Dan on the YouTube channel. That's got underscores between the G-Man and Dan. That last log is a tiny little log, and therefore will be going into the truck. Hold that crane up, get this truck out of here, get the other equipment out of here, and hopefully build us a lovely farmhouse.
Take a left hand down. Yep, lovely.
So that's the bit I'm really bad at, done and out of the way. Let's park this back down. Ooh, let's not tip it over. Too late, we tipped it over. We tipped it over. We've had a slight low speed crash there, ladies and gents. It hasn't gone well. It's not gone well at all. Yeah. Phil, I'm going to need an accident form.
Yes, you are going to need. You're going to need 3 accident forms here, because you are still having an accident.
Yes, I'm definitely going to need an accident form.
In fact, it looks like you're breakdancing.
I'm just going to use the crane, which I'm terrible with, to try and right us. Yeah, just for those of you that weren't expecting a crash today, ladies and gents, I wasn't either. But we're just going to see if we can use this crane to right ourselves.
Sorry, I should be more supportive.
Oh no! We are definitely allowed to laugh here. There we go. That's why we have a crane on the truck. We've knocked over one of those little ropes down. Never mind.
I think that's the least of your worries.
I'm going to agree. I think that is the least of my worries, because they are a pain to move as well. So let's head over here, because there's still a log down here somewhere, a small one, which Mr. Muscle can carry by hand. Run away with it so that it's not in the way. So to those of you that are watching this live, I hope you're enjoying it. To those of you
Get off my land!
To those of you who are watching this played back later, I meant to have that crash. It was all for your entertainment, honestly. And for those of you that believe that, I'm going to be tempted to say that... oh, what's that word that's been taken out of the dictionary this year, Phil? Can you remember what it's called?
I believe that would be gullible.
Yeah, for those of you that believe that crash was intentional, gullible has been taken out of the dictionary this year. Honest. Let's move the little skid steer with the front cutter out of the way. Let's put him on this lock for me. Let's get the...
Proud rock, you mean?
Oh, yes. Let's get this out of the way. We'll move at a blistering 6 miles an hour. For those of you who like old Top Gear and Talk can almost hear Jeremy Clarkson screaming in power whilst trying to make this move faster. It's too late. And let's go to the bit that we need. First of all, I do need to sell my little doormat that I had to plant so that I could sleep overnight, because you are only allowed 1 sleep trigger per map. So let's get rid of that. And here we go with the Lone Oak Farmhouse. We want it over here. We want it spun. Way is it there? Looking out. I did have a bit of a play with this the other day, so I know I can get it where I want it. It deformed the terrain the other day. We'll get there, we'll get there. There we go. Nice. We have access to the driveway still. Let's see if we can just shuffle it back this way a little bit. So, as you can see, 180,000 for this particular modified place, and the terraforming of the land is going to cost me a further 9,441. But there we have one lake view farmhouse, complete with garages, access into the house. It's very, very nice. Very nice little farmhouse. Very interactive, you can open doors inside, and if I remember correctly, the sleep trigger is in one of the bedrooms. When I find the bedroom in question, it's up the stairs. That's what I couldn't find, was the stairs. Thought it was up the stairs, it could be down the stairs. I may have already had that one wrong. Have a look around. Here's the kitchen. Very nice. Quite modern for an old looking farmhouse. And we can come out here onto our patio. We're going to have to do something about all this rough and ready terrain we've got at the back here, but that's what this video's for today, ladies and gents. We're going to have a look and see if we can get this looking something like what we'd want. Into the garage. Working garage doors there as well. Always handy. I will find the sleep trigger. Where is the sleep trigger I have? I have a bathroom. And here's the bedroom. With the sleep trigger, but I'm not tired. So we finally found it. I knew it was in there somewhere, ladies and gents. That's just a quick tour for you. We're not here to do mod reviews. We are just doing a quick tour for you for that. So we're going to have to just move this a bit more out of the way because the driveway is going to run from where our vehicle is parked over here over to the house. And as you'll see in the driveway there is a bit of a bump, so we're going to have to level up the terrain as well as making it a little bit more to drive. But we also have to move a few things out of the way. This being the slowest one off. But it's a John Deere. The famous song about John Deere, deliberately running that way now. Or not, as the case may have been.
I'm very sure that was Tom Pierce.
Could well have been. Shuffle this one out of the way. We'll just park it over here for now. Without crashing it again, of course. Let's take our wonderful old Series 2. As the building site is going to be no more, or rather is going to change, we need to just get rid of the signage here first. As you can see, beautiful Lakeview house there. Get rid of these, especially that one that fell over. No idea how that happened. Phil, any ideas?
Wind, maybe mice.
Yes.
Ask separatist mice.
Certainly wasn't me in a logging truck. So, that's all of that removed and onto landscaping. Now this is the bit I really am not that good at. So, let's just have a look and see. We need to create the driveway around this lovely rock, and I'm going to use this. I'm going to keep this feature here as part of it, as I do like it. That's why we picked this particular space. So first of all, we are going to go with, oh, hello ZXJ Gaming, welcome to the live stream. I think a nice gravel drive of some description. As you can see, we are just rotating through to find the one I want.
Nothing says class like a gravel drive.
No, I don't think we're quite going to get proper gravel though. Let's have a...
That is exactly why I don't have one.
I think we're going to have to go with... What was... Let's have a quick... Let's see what this looks like here. That looks like the side of a rock. We don't want the side of a rock. Did have... Yes, white gravel or... And that looks too much like tarmac for my liking. Let's go with the white one. Let's just make sure we get a nice neat edge over here. Or rather, as neat as we can. The entranceway. You can neaten it up a little bit at a later date. I just want to get a rough idea of where we're going today. Again, we're going to have a bit of fun with this, as it is something that I'm not brilliant at yet. I do keep trying with landscaping. It is something that takes some getting used to on this game. It can be a little bit fiddly.
But then again, landscaping in reality is definitely fiddly.
There's a reason I tend not to do it in reality as well, to be honest. Thank you very much for that, to help improve the quality there, Gary. We're not going to be in a vehicle really for much more of this video, so I will look at the settings going forward for that one. Thank you very much, Gary. So that's the entrance to his driveway, looking somewhat started, and then we have to make his way up to our nice farmhouse up here. So we're going to go up. This way, around the lovely rock, and then up to the driveway. I'm going to have to try and level off some of this and get us the... as you can see, because we are next to a lake, we have built the house slightly raised, just to cover up with Phil's concerns there about flooding. We're going to have this gravel running all the way down to the steps at the side. I've got to get a neater edge on there, that would be brilliant, but gravel moves in real life, so we'll forgive it, that one. So, we'll neaten this up a little bit. And we're going to be able to see, here's where this dip is that I was on about. So we're going to have to do something about it, although we are driving up and down in the Land Rover at the moment, so not the end of the world, but this is the fun bit. We try and smooth it out a little bit. We're going to just raise it a little bit there. And then just raise a little bit there, and then just try to eliminate the step a little bit. I think if we use a larger radius, that will help. Oh. I think maybe the larger radius didn't help as much as I thought it would. I think it just created a bit more of a step. Although it's looking a bit better. I don't know. Opinions welcome on this one. That just got worse there. We just made that bit possibly worse there. Although I don't know, you know, we might have saved it. There's only going to be one way to see if we've saved that or not, and that is going to be to have a quick run up it in the Land Rover. So let's have a look and see how bad it was, because it was bumpy to start with. Oh no, that's like climbing a mountain, isn't it? We've possibly made that worse. We have quite possibly made that worse, so let's jump back in and see if we can't rectify that. So there's a big bump here if I seem to... Maybe I'm going about this all wrong. Maybe I should be trying to raise it as opposed to lower it and smooth it off that way. Maybe we're going about this all wrong. I do apologise for the lack of speaking. It's a man thing. We don't multitask very well. Ask any woman, they'll tell you that. Just want a smooth driveway. Is that too much to ask? We are just going over it here with the smoothing tool, which may have worked. We're going to have this little lip here, as that will get up to the property, but I think I'm hoping we don't have too much of a bounce as we drive up and down there. So we're going to test run on the... Oh, that's not... Spoke too soon. We still have a bump. We still have a bit of a bump here. I'm going to park the Land Rover there so that we can actually see where we're going. Let's see if we can't smooth this out a little bit. I know the gradient is going to have to change, but I don't want bumps. A smooth change is fine. I just don't want the bumps in the gradient. Let's see if that's making a difference. Oh, that's better. Much better. Ooh, bump over there though. Well, that's the edge. We're gonna be changing the edge anyway, so that's not too. Let's just smooth it off a little bit. Up here. Smooth that edge off a little bit. It's time consuming, it's finicky. That's better. That's much better, good. Just pop the plant pot there, pretend we never crashed into it, don't tell the missus. Right, so we've got the basis now of the driveway. Now let's have a look at all this not so pleasant looking weeded grass around it. If we just smooth off some of this terrain, just make it look a bit nicer around the entrance to the lovely farmhouse that we now have. Don't want to completely spoil the natural element to it, but we do want somewhat of a nice smooth edge around. Don't want to see sharp edges, do we? Especially along here. We don't mind that it drops a little bit because one of them steps I will just put some grass in. So if we go back across to there, shrink this down to... Now see, I don't like that when using a square tool I'm limited ever so slightly to the grids that they put in. That's not the grid that I want. But never mind, we're going to have some nice lush green grass. Really show off this rock feature a little bit, I think. As opposed to all this weedy stuff here, we'll just have some nice lush grass. Right up to the edge of the gravel there. Just be careful when we cut the lawn that we don't end up flicking it everywhere. Sorry wildflowers, but you have to go. Let's just recreate that edge there that I lost a little bit. We don't mind this bit being a little bit rocky, we're happy with that. Just need to create myself a nice edge. With the nice sustainable looking grass as opposed to that weedy stuff. weeds in here we've got to go, I'm afraid. Don't want weeds on the front of my property. Welcome to thoughts so far on what we're doing. Positive or negative, I can take constructive criticism. Unless, of course, you ask a woman, in which case men can't take that. There's lots of nice, lush grass. Show off the rock feature. I like the rock feature, but I want it to be an actual rock feature.
What I would say is I wish actual weeding was this easy.